Welcome back to From Kitchen to C-Suite. I am your host, Don. Should one examine a profit and loss statement recently, or merely attempt to secure a reservation on an evening typically less busy, it is evident that the operating environment has undergone a profound transformation. The sector-wide surge, characterized by the post-pandemic pivot, marked by elevated pricing structures and experimental supply chain-constrained menu compositions, has demonstrably concluded. In its stead, we have transitioned into a more measured, strategically oriented, and ultimately more sustainable phase, which economists and executive chefs are collectively terming the Great Rebalance. This phenomenon should not be misconstrued as a recession. Rather, it represents a market correction following a period of intense volatility. In 2026, the consumer is engaging in a high-stakes calculus of strategic value, exercising their discretionary dining expenditure with meticulous precision. The ostentatious $400 indulgence, or the 10-course tasting menu that was deemed requisite merely 2 years prior, is now relegated to the periphery of cultural memory. The contemporary diner is not retrenching. They are simply escalating their expectations. They are seeking something considerably more elusive than a simple meal, a high-quality, culturally significant experience that delivers deep gratification and registers as genuine luxury, yet is critically priced to constitute an essential, repeatable ritual. The perceived value must significantly surpass the stated cost. Today, we will systematically deconstruct the 3 strategic imperatives that define this paradigm shift and furnish the operational framework for sustained profitability. First, we shall discuss the Passport Comfort Menu. This signifies the demise of the rigid, geographically prescriptive menu and the ascendance of culinary synthesis. It is the confluence of global flavor profiles presented within familiar formats. The humble smashburger is reinterpreted with a fiery gochujang application, and vibrant, complex Caribbean curry bowls are now demonstrably outperforming the traditional Caesar and Cobb salads of previous years. Patrons seek authenticity and adventure, yet delivered in a comforting, accessible presentation. This is not culinary confusion. It represents intelligent, flavor-driven evolution that capitalizes on ingredient flexibility and high-impact spices to optimize perceived value. Second, we are examining the technological human hybrid model. The premise that technology intrinsically diminishes hospitality is an outmoded concept. The most successful establishments are deploying advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning not to displace personnel, but to eradicate inefficiency and optimize back-of-house operations, the type of discrete efficiency that tightens financial margins. Consider AI-driven inventory management to eliminate food waste and demand forecasting algorithms that refine labor schedules. By alleviating their staff of burdensome non-value-adding tasks, the preeminent operators are concurrently reinvesting the hospitality into the front of house, liberating their most capable personnel to focus exclusively on guest engagement, personalized service, and the creation of that essential repeatable ritual. The third imperative, which we shall explore in depth, is the radical reassessment of the margin equation, shifting the focus from mere cost reduction to the strategic investment in experiences that demonstrably justify the price point. Joining me to analyze how to navigate these constrained margins without compromising the integrity of the kitchen and how to construct a business model designed to flourish in this great rebalance is the era characterized by extravagant culinary offerings, exemplified by the $300 tasting menu and premium gold-leafed preparations, has demonstrably entered a period of moderation. As the year 2026 unfolds, the restaurant industry is navigating a critical phase that leading analysts have designated the Great Rebalance. This transition does not signify a reduction in the frequency of dining out. Rather, contemporary patrons are approaching the experience with judicious selectivity. They are not necessarily decreasing their aggregate expenditure, but are unequivocally prioritizing strategic value. The market's tolerance for pure spectacle and gratuitous luxury has diminished. The modern consumer is meticulously focused on identifying strategic value, a precise, indispensable nexus where verifiably superior ingredients, genuine culinary integrity, price transparency, and exceptional service models converge. Patrons maintain a desire to dine out, potentially amplified by a post-lockdown impetus for shared experiences, notes industry analyst Elena Vance. However, they have comprehensively abandoned their willingness to pay a quote hype tax. They are seeking experiences that are both emotionally resonant and intellectually rewarding. The ideal culinary offering is one that conveys familiar comfort while delivering the elevated complexity of global technique. The paramount value proposition has shifted from mere luxury to profound thoughtfulness. 2026 Menu Innovations, the Comfort with a Passport Paradigm. The most significant and dynamic transformation in 2026 is occurring directly within the menu design. Nostalgia remains a powerful determinant of consumer choice, but its manifestation has substantially evolved. Modern dining transcends the simple consumption of childhood favorites. It caters to a demographic that is more globally connected, experienced in travel, and informed than any preceding generation. This year's prominent menu developments are defined by this fusion of familiarity and global sophistication. Global smashed burgers. The smash technique, which produces the highly desirable, crispy, Maillard-rich patty, has reached ubiquity, yet its potential as a vehicle for culinary exploration is far from exhausted. Chefs are ingeniously leveraging this familiar format to integrate international flavor profiles. This is projected to result in a proliferation of options, from gochujang glazes and kimchi aiolis that create Seoul-inspired preparations, to profoundly curry-spiced patties served with cooling raita and mango chutney, reflecting London-style gastropub innovation. Even the inventive burger taco, which originated as a viral social media phenomenon, has proven its longevity, successfully transitioning into a permanent, high-margin staple on mid-scale menus. Caribbean curry bowls. These preparations are emerging as the principal breakout flavor trend of 2026, providing a highly vibrant, aromatic, and deeply satisfying alternative to the often subdued grain bowls of previous years. Richly seasoned with the aromatic trinity of allspice, thyme, and Scotch bonnet pepper, these dishes expertly combine high-protein Caribbean staples, e.g., goat, jackfruit, or saltfish, and robust flavors with ancient, healthful grains and fresh produce. They perfectly address the demands of the health-conscious diner who strictly refuses to compromise flavor for nutritional value. Elevated noodles. The inherently modest and cost-efficient noodle has been aggressively repositioned into a premium category. Ranging from chef-crafted high-end instant ramen kits offered for home consumption to complex, 12-hour laksa broths demanding intensive preparation, noodles serve as the quintessential embodiment of the Great Rebalance philosophy. They provide operators with both low cost of goods and kitchen efficiency, while simultaneously delivering to the guest a high-level, deeply textural comfort and a substantial perception of value. The proliferation of specialized noodle bars, focusing on regional varieties, e.g., Dan Dan noodles, Pad See Ew, udon, substantiates this trend. Revising the physical dining space and service protocol. The physical restaurant environment is concurrently undergoing a calculated transformation. Given that real estate costs remain near historic peaks, 2026 is cemented as the year of the modular bistro. Dining rooms are becoming purposefully smaller and more intimate, moving away from expansive, costly spaces. The emphasis has shifted to interior design elements that enhance perceived luxury. Meticulous control over acoustics, warm and flattering lighting design, and comfortable, functional seating. The objective is to cultivate an expensive feel and an elevated atmosphere without incurring the prohibitive cost and formality associated with traditional white tablecloth service. Crucially, the utilization of technology has matured and been strategically relocated to the operational backdrop. While 2024 featured a conspicuous deployment of guest-facing technologies, such as pervasive QR codes and automated serving robots, the 2026 model represents a strategic reversion to human-centric service. Artificial intelligence and automation are now predominantly employed for invisible efficiency, forecasting inventory requirements to drastically mitigate food waste, optimizing kitchen workflows and preparation schedules, and streamlining reservation management. This technological infrastructure empowers service staff to transcend purely transactional duties, allowing them to dedicate significantly more time to direct guest interaction, proactive needs anticipation, and authentically conveying the soul of the culinary offering, thereby maximizing strategic value. The central mandate for every dining establishment in 2026, irrespective of its scale or organizational structure, is unequivocally clear. Precision constitutes the new definition of luxury. The prevailing economic climate signifies the termination of concealing substandard experiences behind elevated pricing or manipulative social media campaigns. The post-pandemic Great Rebalance has fundamentally altered consumer expenditure patterns and simultaneously eradicated the industry's capacity to tolerate operational waste or negligence. Contemporary patrons are exceptionally well-informed, execute fewer but highly deliberate purchasing decisions, and require demonstrable, tangible value. Value is no longer synonymous with low cost. Rather, it is the flawless integration of quality, service, and price point. The fundamental operational imperative is non-negotiable. Whether the focus is on perfecting a singular menu item, such as the signature gochujang smash burger that mandates uniformity across all locations, or implementing comprehensive labor model restructuring via invisible artificial intelligence for inventory management and scheduling, every customer touchpoint must be memorable, every product must exhibit high fidelity, and the final financial outlay must unequivocally justify the expense. The market will reward lucidity and impose severe penalties for ambiguity. The passport comfort trend transcends a momentary menu preference. It reflects a profound human desire desire for connection, global exploration, and a fundamental sense of security amidst an unpredictable environment. Establishments that successfully deliver this sentiment of sophisticated, cosmopolitan adventure without incurring the hype tax, the cynical premium associated with mere trendiness, are not simply enduring the market recalibration, they are strategically spearheading its direction. This strategic posture cultivates enduring loyalty, one meticulously executed and appropriately priced experience at a time. We appreciate your participation in From Kitchen to C-Suite. I am Don. We urge you to maintain rigorous margins through optimized operational efficiency and ensure that flavor profiles remain robust to stimulate consumer desire. Please join us for our next broadcast as we analyze the economic and culinary ramifications of micro-distillery dining and its influence on cocktail programs. This podcast is made possible through the generous support of our sponsors, with particular recognition extended to HRB Universal for their unwavering commitment to supplying resources and promoting excellence within the culinary and hospitality sectors. We also acknowledge the Plate and Pour Collective Equity Partner Program for its dedication to fostering shared success and equitable growth within the food and beverage industry. Innovation, commitment, and the appropriate professional network are the driving forces for advancement to the C-suite. We strongly encourage the utilization of the resources provided by our sponsors. Detailed information for connecting with HRB Universal and the Plate and Pour Collective Equity Partner Program is accessible by visiting hrbuni.com or by executing a search for HRB Universal via Google. We anticipate your presence for our subsequent episode of From Kitchen to C-Suite, as we persist in exploring subjects designed to elevate your professional trajectory and entrepreneurial ambition. How to tune in. Headphone listen on podcast platforms. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart Radio, or Deezer. TV watch on Speed Mingle TV Network, YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV. Search HRB TV Network in apps and games. Until our next broadcast, continue to innovate and strive for superior achievement.